I'm Luke.
Hi, I'm Heather.
We are representing the Jupiter Environmental Research and Field Studies Academy.
Welcome to the Loxahatchee River. In this film, we will be discussing water issues facing the river.
We will show you some ways of measuring water quality, and we will explain what the readings mean to the river and its wildlife.
This is the HydroLab. It's the primary tool used to monitor water quality.
The HydroLab measures conductivity, dissolved oxygen, temperature, pH, turbidity, salinity, and depth.
There are many probes located on the HydroLab that, taken from the water sample, detect those factors Luke just stated.
Convenient gauges on the HydroLab allow scientists to record water quality test results easily.
Our first reading.
Heather is going to lower the HydroLab all the way to the bottom of the river so we can determine
The depth.
our test. The current depth is 1 meter. Next, we will raise the HydroLab to the desired depth for testing.
Okay. Depth is 0.7 now. Temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, and conductivity is 1,322.
Dissolved oxygen level is 6.43 and the pH unit level is 7.77. Secchi disc is used to measure turbidity.
Turbidity is a scientific word meaning the clarity of water.
The Secchi disc will be lowered until the colors can no longer be distinguished. Then it will be brought up until the colors are barely visible. This way you can get an accurate reading. The deeper the Secchi disc goes, while still being able to be viewed, means the better for water clarity.
These measurements on the rope are 1/10 of a meter apart. It makes it easier for everyone to tell how deep it is.
We will now conduct a turbidity test. When conducting a test of this sort, always have the sun over your shoulder and don't wear sunglasses, as this will distort the reading. The Secchi disc has reached the bottom of the river and the colors can still be seen. So a scientist conducting this test would write CTB, which means clear to bottom.
Now we're going to check turbidity levels. I'm going to lower the HydroLab halfway down. Take the reading. It's 13.3. That's good. Anything below 29 means that there's not that much decaying matter in the water. If it was above 29, it would lead to dissolved oxygen problems because the decaying matter uses up all the oxygen in the water.
The darkness of the water is not related to turbidity, though. The reddish stain is caused by a chemical called tannic acid, which comes from all trees. It is a natural chemical and does not pollute the water.
Dissolved oxygen is the amount of oxygen available for fish and other wildlife in the water. It is produced by photosynthesis from vegetation in and near the water and the air. Levels of dissolved oxygen are affected by the warmth of the water, wind, and decomposition of organic matter by bacteria. Dissolved oxygen levels affect the wildlife, especially the big game fish, who prefer higher amounts. Amounts of dissolved oxygen differ from top to bottom of the water column, the top having the most while the bottom has a lower concentration. The temperature affects the amount of dissolved oxygen, cold water holding more than warm water.
Now we're going to take dissolved oxygen readings. At the top, we have 6.9. Anything above 4 is good for fish, so we're okay. We'll check the bottom. At the bottom, it's 6.3. We're also good. We have a good dissolved oxygen level reading.
Right now, we are far upstream where it is narrower as well as shallower and contains much more fresh water. So now if we take a quick look behind me, you'll notice that the cypress tree is green at the top and has many more branches throughout the whole tree. And if you look beneath it, you see the cabbage palm. Its crowns are much more fuller as well as are much greener. This is a clear example that they are healthy and that there's less salt in this part of the Loxahatchee. The presence of red mangrove indicates that saltwater has reached far upstream of the Loxahatchee, but there's still red maple, pond apple, and the giant leather fern. These are all signs that there is plenty of fresh water here. We are hopeful that the fresh H2O flow to the Loxahatchee will be restored before the mangroves take over and all these beautiful species are lost forever. See those roots right there? Those are the roots of a red mangrove. That is a sore sign of saltwater encroachment. Here we are in a much saltier part of the Loxahatchee, and as you can see, if you will look at the cabbage palms, you will notice that their crowns are not as full nor as green as the ones we've seen previously. And if you look at the cypress are now dead. This is all due to the salt water that is present here in the Loxahatchee. In the past, boaters used to take shortcuts by cutting across the oxbows or bends in the river. This caused the saltwater to intrude at a faster pace, causing saltwater intrusion. We hope plugs like this one will reverse this process.
On behalf of our team, Laura, Alex, Nikolai, Luke, Derek, and myself, Heather, thank you for viewing our film.
We hope you learned a lot about the Loxahatchee and the many factors involved in keeping our river healthy.
Please remember that this river belongs to all of us, and we need to do our part to preserve and protect it for future generations.